Ciaran here, Boxing Bants. I'm here again with none other than cool Luke Keeler after his win against Conrad Cummings. So, how are you feeling after the fight, Luke?
Yeah.
Apart from today,
Happy. I was kind of feeling of just getting it done this time, rather than like I was the underdog in the last fight and it was a celebration. But this time I just felt like it was probably a bit hard on myself. It was just like getting it done and trying to get on to the next one.
Yeah. You talked about, I remember when I was here before, you talked about like how you said you kind of fought within yourself the first time and you wanted to show almost new wrinkles that you had in the fight. Do you think that you showed them that night in terms of how you box and whatnot?
Yeah, to a degree. Like I probably dominated a bit more and hurt him a bit more in this fight, but there's still, I watched the back and there's still stuff I wasn't happy with, you know. I'm still I spoke with Pete there. We're actually meeting, the whole team is meeting. We're going to sit down together and go through each of our individual fights. Me, Davey, the three of us that fought, Gary, and like just fresh eyes on it and stuff.
Right, so you were talking about you're talking about some things you weren't happy about in the fight against Conrad.
Yeah, like I think it was more of a dominating display. I heard him a couple of times, but I spoke with Pete after, and he's harping on just I need to sustain my attacks more. Like see the stoppage when Davey got on the boy was just pure volume, like 50-60 punches. Like I need to bring that into my game and sparring and transfer it on then on the next fight. So we're actually meeting, we'll go through all the fights, me, Davey and Gary with Pete. We'll watch them, and like it's just fresh set of eyes and stuff to work on for the next one. So I'm buzzing there. I know I can improve, but I need to kind of step it up again for the next level.
Did anything surprise you at all about Conrad in the fight?
At the beginning he kind of boxed a bit in the back foot. He was trying to box a bit more, and to be honest it kind of suited me, you know. It was a bit of a surprise. Then he reverted to old after losing the first rounds, and he's fighting for his career in there. So he gave it everything in the 5th and 6th round. I shared him. He probably won one of them rounds. So he did give it everything, and then I also kind of took, I think it's just a mental thing when I wasn't training full time, of just kind of conserving energy, you know, in the middle rounds, and then pulling away. Then when you see the ring card girl going around with the 7 and AI, you know, you have it in the tank. It's not a mental thing with me. And then when the 10th round came and I finished, I didn't feel fatigued at all. Like, so it's something that I have to get out of my head mentally, that I need to leave it in there, because in closer fights I can't be giving away a couple of rounds, you know. So it's something I'm buzzing to get back. I'm back training today. I was back training last Friday, ran yesterday, so I'm buzzing to get back to improve on them things, you know.
Is it giving you almost like a snowball effect now, like in terms of now that you've been training here? Like I saw you this morning, you were doing your sprints, and you've won again. Now you're ranked in the IBF, WBO, and it's kind of like, now I just want my next fight date, rather than I want to have a rest for a while. It's more so just what's the next day.
Yeah. Before, my attitude was I used to count down the days and I'd be looking forward to going out, you know, and taking a break. But now I'm just kind of making calls to the management and looking for the next one. I feel it's the first fight that I felt fresh after 2 or 3 days rest. Like, you know, I didn't take much out of me due to the intense training we're doing. Like I literally, like I could have went back, like I took 2 weeks off, kind of eased off, done a couple of light runs, but I've literally feel really fresh. No niggles, no hand injuries, so there's no reason why I can't keep that momentum going. It's 10 good rounds as well. Like I spoke before the fight about how I was looking at that Rosado fight when coming up to it, camp was going great. I was saying, why didn't I just take that, maybe, you know, like in hindsight. But to be honest, getting them 10 rounds, seeing the mistakes I made with Conrad, it means instead of going into Rosado fight with doubts or just what, like, did I put, like, what was it too soon, now I'm going into the likes of that fight with a whole different animal, you know, different mindset.
Would it be fair to say that now that you've come here and you've been winning these fights, you almost don't see an end to your ability? You think that there's still things that you have uncovered about yourself and that you can go even further and develop even more?
Yeah, it's exciting. That's the kind of buzz factor's coming back, whereas before I was kind of just autopilot. You'd go in, you do your training, you're not switched on. Like I wasn't learning due to myself as much as anything, you know, that kind of way. Now I'm kind of, I wasn't in love with boxing before, saying now I'm watching me fight back, I'm watching clips of Canelo, I'm saying, oh, we can try this, I'm speaking with people, buzzing about what we're going to try and what we're going to do in the next camp. It is exciting, and it's kind of just a complete 360 to me attitude before, so hopefully 10 good weeks now, get a date and I can show that in the next one.
Before you talked about you wanted like a big American card where you kind of get your name bigger over there and get you in line for a shot of a world title. Gabe Rosado is one of those people that, you know, he's big in America, and no matter how many times he loses, he always seems to be relevant all the time. Are you still looking to have that fight in America, or would you be settling for someone who's ranked to get your world title shot here or wherever, or what's your first goal that you would like to fight?
Yeah, look, it's like I'm still developing myself, like, you know what I mean. I'm not like a huge name that can say command it. Like either or would be perfect, you know. It will be a blessing. There's a big show for Michael Conlon in August. It'll obviously need a big show to get them names over here, so I'll be happy to wait till then. I'd love a date in America, maybe June even, because I'm fresh, no injuries, but it's just wait and see. I'll speak to my management and see what they can deliver, but I'll be ready, and I'll be ready in that 8 weeks, so it's kind of just up in the air still. I'll meet with my management next day or two, put the plan down, but I'm just happy to get back and learn. Like if I have to wait till August, I will, because my attitude now is I know even from this now till August I'll improve. It's not like, oh yeah, you're just putting in a camp and getting fit. I'll actually know with the extra couple of months I'll learn more. So if I have to wait till August, it doesn't even bother me. Like it's just I'm just buzzing. I'll go in under Pete and I'll learn again. I want to go to the likes of the UK and spar with top guys, test myself against those names. Just keep on stepping up levels.
There's a few lads that are ranked ahead of you that, you know, you've spoken about that you might fight. There's Alantes Fox, American. He's with Showtime. He fought Demetrius Andrade in 2017, where he tore his rotator cuff in the first round, and he only had one fight since then. He actually dropped Andrade in the fight that they had, but yeah. But is that maybe someone, if you can't get Gabe Rosado, would that be something that you'd be looking to fight maybe in America?
Yeah, like it's to be honest, boxing is all like styles, and like there's an art in matchmaking and there's a business side to it. So I also know like I need to take the right fights and the right styles and the right levels to progress. Like you can match me with an awkward southpaw that probably box the ears off, you know, that kind of way. That doesn't bring any value. So you have to kind of box the right fellas. Yeah. I'll check that fella out that you're talking about. But no, like it's about the right styles and the right fights. Like you see, Dennis Hogan was brought up correctly, and he's mandatory, and all of a sudden like he's in for a world title. Should have won that world title, but Dennis Hogan could have been matched badly and could be nowhere. You know, it's a business boxing, so I'll take the right fights at the right times, you know, and I've no ego in terms of touring fellas down, you know, like it's whoever brings value on it. Yeah,
it's a bit like it depending who you're with in terms of management, promoters. Like you look at Jay Quigley, a very good boxer, but wouldn't necessarily say he's fought the gatekeepers and that as per se yet, but he's ranked top 15 WBC because he's with Golden Boy. You know, is that maybe even something that you'd look to do down the line, or would he want to fight you, would you say? Or
I don't know, like he's a top lad. We're on we're similarly ranked now, I suppose. I seen he came back and fought with on the Matchroom. I don't know what his plans. Someone was saying he was offered that Rosado fight himself. I don't know what he was or not now, but we're on the same pathway. It'd be nice if we could do it for like something meaningful. You know what I mean? Eliminate it for a world title itself. Like he was, I think he was offered like a WBA regular title fight, wasn't he? Like he's close. He's probably ahead of me at the moment. One more big win for me, I'd be probably ahead of him. Like we're thereabouts. It'd be nice for a world title in Ireland. Both of us keep away from each other till then. It probably doesn't bring much value until that's the case. We're both kind of prospects still. So 21-year-old prospect, but we're both building. Like, there's no point in fighting unless there's something on the line.
Yeah. Just finally, outside of your weight division, obviously one of your training partners, Sean Turner, there's a big fight this weekend with Dave Allen headlining with Lucas Brown. Do you see, obviously Sean sparred Dave Allen and whatnot, do you think he would be perfect in line for maybe fighting, he says himself, maybe fighting the loser, but either or, do you think it would be a good fight for him to get back into?
Yeah, but of course, but Sean's his own worst enemy. Sean needs to train and get back into it. Sean probably has more ability than both of them, but it's all about the work, you know. He needs to put that in. He's his own. I wouldn't say
Dave Allen's his own best friend either.
No, but he's probably training fucking 10 times harder than Sean Turner is at the moment, you know. So Sean needs to just get back in the gym and then look at them fights. But them fights are there for him. He has the ability, and it's kind of, he's letting himself down a bit, you know.
I think he'd be the first one to say that as well.
Yeah, it's an awful shame, but touch wood, he comes back around.
Well, once again, thanks very much, and hopefully, fingers crossed, now the next fight will be booked within the next week or so.
A few pounds for this one, you know, paid it.
big holiday after that one. All right, thanks very much. All right.